Alright, fuckers and fuckettes, what we're going to talk about today is these diaphragms in the top of these carbs. Now, whether it's an Intruder or a Marauder, if it's an 800, the bitch been running hot enough on that front cylinder that after 10 or 15 years your diaphragm is screwed. So pull your old one out. You can see too, this one was scored. That's a vacuum leak waiting to happen when they're all scored up like that. Let me see if I can, there we go. Fucking autofocus doesn't work as good as manual focus. Look at that shit. But that scoring, that was a major fuck up. But just because I've got this sumbitch out don't mean that I'm done yet. I need my screwdriver. And this is a 2 screwdriver, but the tip goes down and fits into a 1. It's a PN2. I bought it for just that reason. There's 2 little screws in there. Pop them out and leave them fall right there in the damn thing. Trust me on this. God damn, that thing's swelled out like you wouldn't believe. Look at that. I had this one out the other day, and right there is where the pinhole is. I don't even need to hold it up to daylight to see that, but it had pinholed and made the bike run a little bit on the rich side. Okay, so I'm not leaving them down in there because my screwdriver is magnetic and picked the sumbitch up with it. So what I am going to do is I'm going to set them right here. Shit, where's a clean spot? Fuck, I got to spend a day just cleaning this place up. Okay, now I pull my needle out. And pay attention on these Suzukis because it's not just your needle. There's a little spring in there too. If that spring don't come out with it, you'll find you a spring. See, it looks like that. Now, this one's not an adjustable needle. Yes, it is. No, it's not. Okay, the one kid with the Honda 750 that keeps asking about why he's suddenly rich after he put in new jets, he slipped up and he said that, now normally on a Honda you'd have 4 adjustments, some Yamahas too. Well, at least of the vintage that he's at. So if the guy dropped his needles down for richer jets, or raised them up because he was drag racing the fucker and just wanted to piss some fuel, check and see and make sure that that E-clip's in the right groove. Oh, shit, there goes that goddamn phone. Hold on, hold on. Give me a second here. Abortion clinic, you rape them, we scrape them, ain't no fetus can beat us. Yeah, we got a 2-for-1 special this week. You bring in your wife, we'll do your girlfriend for free. You're not after a video card. Okay, it's not a video card. It's a processing card. I promise you there's no video outlets on that. It's a GPU. It's a processing unit. It looks the same as the M1060 or the M1050s in the other ads, right? It's some guy that's got it mislisted. That's cheaper than... Nope. You're better off with a used one that's never been touched, because once you solder on them boards, they're like a holly fucking carburetor. Once you have to fuck with them, you're constantly fucking with them. That's it. You're better off with a used one that's never been fucked with. Because what happens is people will put those in cases that are unvented, and then they heat the GPU right off the board. PlayStation 3s have the same problem. And they'll heat it off the board, and then they put it in their wave soldering table and get it back on, but nobody ever fluxes the goddamn things right, and that includes me. PCIe, PCI Express, or -E, or without a dash or a slash, as long as it's PCIe. And some will call it PCI Express. That's worth every penny. That's like having 10 of them big servers the Marinas has all in your own computer. I kid you not. That one that I've got in mine. I've got the 2060 or no 2050. Yeah, I paid, mine was like $3,500 when I bought it. I can render an hour's worth of Blu-ray quality video in under 10 minutes. When I open up the original Doom, the one without the timing routines built into it, I get one stream, I'm already dead. Fuck, that's Monday or Tuesday, ain't it? Yeah, I just hit the book. I just hit the buy it now. Yeah, the refurb NVIDIA anything avoid. And I'll even tell you that on PlayStations that I've serviced myself. Once you have to fuck with anything NVIDIA, it's a never-ending battle. All right. Yep. Well, I mean, always look for a bigger one, but an M series that's self-cooling. Always look for a bigger one if you can find one. Well, no, in the C series you got to make sure that there's already a cooling system on it. That's for like a C870 though. Okay, I'll take your word for it. Yep. Yep. The M series is the most reliable. The rest of them, if a fan dies, you're fucked. They're compute processing cards. People use them for video, that's what they're popular for. And they're just gaining popularity for that. In the scientific community and in the nerd community, hell, I've been using the damn things for 3 or 4 years, and I found out about them from reading about them from 20 other people. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I feel the same way. Fuck, I didn't even roll it. I got a KZ1000 here. Which, by the way, if you happen to have a rear brake master for one, I'll pay cash out of my pocket. Or a rear brake caliper, and I need a front brake master. But I'll pay cash. It doesn't have to be Kawasaki, it just has to bolt on. How much you want for one? About $60 brand new, yeah. Yeah. Yep. Okay. As long as you can beat the $60, as long as you can beat the $60, I can get a Kawasaki one for it. I'm good with it. I don't care what it came off of. All right. You remember Jim Torgerson, the guy that used to race all these fucking Kawasaki's? Yeah, it's his fucking bike. It's the 1000. It's not the 750. When I saw it down there at the Dirt Brothers, goddamn, Dave down at T&E. When I saw it down there, I just walked past it. I thought it was a fucking 754 cylinder. I'm sitting there, I'm fucking with the 750 twin, so I thought it'd be neat to have both at the same time. So, a week or two later, I sent Dennis down to go buy the sumbitch. He gets up here, the side covers say KZ1000, and so does the engine. Next time I'll look closer. I've already done it with the KZ1000. Alright. 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 Okay, now I'm back, and if y'all think I'm going to take the time to edit that shit out, yeah, you might be right. It depends on my state of sobriety after I get home. But I don't plan on being sober after I get home. Anyway, I'm taking my new one out of the bag. See, this is what a nice, new, pretty one looks like. No crinklies, no cracklies. This is what a stretched out old one looks like. And yeah, I know that, you know, we could describe pussy the same way, but you got stretched out and old, and you got nice and tight and new. You got an old leaky motherfucker, and you got a nice one that ain't gonna leak. God, I'm horrible, ain't I? Anyway, now, I pre-lube my slides before I put them in. I know that sounds stupid, but it works. But before I pre-lube, so that I don't get engine assembly lube, that's all I use. Fucking metal carb slide, not a plastic one. If it was a plastic one, I would be breaking out white lithium grease. Anyway, so first thing to go in is this. And you know what? I hope y'all don't mind. I know I've already sucked up some of your time with a damn phone call. But before I do that, I'm going to show you what I mean by setting the needles, because I've got stage needles. So here's a set. I think we had 140 mains in this, but anyway, when you put your clip on, it zooms too much, that's what it is. Let me zoom back out there. Okay. When you put your clip on, there's little notches here. And it has to be in the right notch for your jets, or you're adjusting your mixture all day long. Ain't gonna fucking help you. So I'm gonna leave these out. Actually, I'm gonna put them up, otherwise I'll forget and they'll be on the goddamn workbench and I'll have a fucking mess all fucking week. And just for grins and giggles, give you an idea of what I'm working on in the background. And as you can see, I bought stage needles for it. Alright, so got this back in. And when I go to put this back in, I need this opening right here. Them two screws. You see that hole right there? You see you got 3 holes in there instead of 2? Can y'all see in that sumbitch? There's 3 holes in there instead of 2. 2 of them are the screw holes. They line up straight across. The other one is your ditch. You need to put that ditch in there. And in order to do this, I need that damn screwdriver again, which I set right here, thank God. Oh. Yeah, my fingers ain't working the best this morning. Actually, we're going to go old school on this. I'll leave a spring in there. No, I'm not going to do that either. Alright. Do that again. Washer, spring, that bitch down through there. Drop the plate in there, put my screw on my Phillips screwdriver. One thread start. That's it, that's all it gets. Put the other one in here. Again, I'm just using the magnet on the end of my screwdriver. I'm guiding my screw in. And before I click this one, I'm taking my finger down here and I'm moving this needle around so the shit lines up. The key-in carbs ain't much different. Anything with a diaphragm ain't much different. These Suzuki carbs you used to be able to just buy the diaphragms for instead of having to buy the slides with them. I kind of half-ass think it's a good thing that you got to buy the slides with them now, but at the same time, you know, 90 bucks a piece is pretty fucking bad for diaphragms that used to be $12 a piece a couple of months ago. And then half the places they were out of stock. But these and the Intruders, I mean, it's fucking same shit from both bikes, both families of bikes. It's only the 800s though. The SV800 I've had the same problem out of too. So it's not isolated. It's got something to do with this entire family of Suzuki motorcycles. I need to make sure that my needle stays straight and goes into the main jet down here. I'm doing that with my finger. I've already pulled this fucking carb a couple of times and don't want to do it again this morning. Push it down. Okay, everything fits. Now I take my engine assembly lube. I just put on about that much. That's all I need. Take my finger, stick a finger in it back here, and I take my other finger and I rub it all around. Just enough to get it a little bit slick. I do need a little bit more. I got most of it on my finger and not enough of it on the damn slide. And this step right here, when people first fire these things dry, there is no goddamn protective coating on there other than some stupid anodizer paint, whatever that black shit is. It's the difference between having the sumbitch last you a year or 20 years. Now here, without blocking that passage, I'm going to put a little bit of, normally I'll use axle grease, but I've already got the engine assembly lube out. So I'm just going to put a little tiny cut hair in here without touching that port, because my object is just to hold the diaphragm down long enough with the grease until I can get the top back on the carb. And the top on this carb is in pretty good shape, so I'm not going to clean it or nothing. I mean, I like the guy, but I've already told him I'm not charging him for it. I did that just so he'd go on ahead and get his diaphragms ordered, because this sumbitch was sitting here for several weeks, and people don't understand. I'm mostly here to, I like working on motorcycles, so I'm mostly here to work on mine. But I mean, you know, I do if somebody brings one in. He had bought this bike from me, so you know, I'm kind of half-ass obligated to work on it. And if somebody brings one in, you know, as long as they're buying their own parts, fuck, I'll work on any goddamn thing. I'd rather they came in just, there's tools, hell, I'll tell you how to get through it. That shit's free. Alright, so my spring fell. So I put my spring there, I thought. I have my carb top. I really ought to be nice and clean that corner. Said I ought to be. I didn't say I was gonna. This one gets an Accel Super Coil too. Where the fuck did that spring roll to? God damn, I hate mornings like this one. Can't fucking move. Battery. There's the spring. Why Suzuki put in such a heavy spring, long ass motherfucker like this, I don't know. But it works, I can't bitch. I bitch about the diaphragms, but their choice of springs seems to work. Start one thread on that screw, because that screw was in there. We'll come across to the opposite corner. Now, for those of you who got your bikes and didn't have any anything put together when you got it, or didn't have any carbs or whatever, and you're wondering how to put them together. Alright, this is your airbox side. This over here is your intake side. Your wire tie goes here, and your long bracket goes down here. Why am I mentioning that? Because I bought a lot of these that didn't have no fucking carbs because somebody had already peeled them off, or I bought a few with the carbs in pieces and figure, well, you know, hey, I spent a half a day figuring that shit out. Might as well save somebody some hassle, right? Well, one of these days I'm going to buy the book on the little baby intruders and the baby SVs. Actually, I think I've got a book on an SV800, but I think that was at, okay, now these I'm just snugging, just enough to hold that diaphragm so I don't have to fuck with nothing. Just so I'm vocalizing what I'm doing here. I'm hoping it's helpful to someone. Now, once I've got all my screws in, I got to do this back one in a while too. Bet you I take out that battery in that airbox. See, on the Intruder, the airbox is underneath. On this one, the goddamn airbox is in front of the battery, and the battery's right there in that hole. And this was, I like this better than the Intruder as far as getting to the battery, but I really don't like that they've got the carb between the frame rails. There goes that goddamn phone again. Hold on. Good morning. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah, if I can find a front master, that's enough to get some brakes working enough to just sell it, because I really wanted two 750s side by side. I've already done so many of these goddamn. We sold it to dipshit long ago. Remember, he bought that, and he left the lines. He bought the rotors and the master that one time. No, that's Travis. Travis hasn't paid us for his yet, but the shit's still here. Well, now Harley rear caliper, dude around the corner has. I got a rear one from a Goldwing you can have. I don't know if it fits the rest of them, but I know it fits most of it fit my dyno. Yeah. Alright. I'm going to close up in a minute. I'm fixing to get this down here too. Alright. Yep. Okay. Alright, sorry about that, y'all, but I don't think I'll be doing anything yet, so you just got to, I guess. Alright, now I'm using my big one so I can get a grip and get them to where I know that they're tight. I'm not whacking them with the impact, just making sure that they're tight. And while I'm in here, I'm going to pull this enricher again too, because I don't like that screw that got put in there for a replacement. I'd rather have them all three the same. We'll holler at y'all fuckers and fuckheads later. That's how you change the diaphragm.